As these words flow through your mind, feel the power of the language shaping the reality you want to create. The more you engage with the flow, the more you begin to feel it taking root within. In this moment you realise everything you believed in, everything you held on to, it was just a part of the journey. And sometimes those journeys, they lead us through dark valleys, only to show us the light on the other side. Isn't it fascinating how we can look at what we thought was an irreversible decision and start to see it differently? What if the so-called deal with the devil wasn't a trap, but rather a stepping stone, a necessary part of your growth, leading you towards greater compassion, greater strength, and a deeper understanding of yourself? Because it was all part of the story that led you to this moment, then doesn't that mean you're already in the right place to shift everything now? The past, it isn't something that dictates your future. In fact, the very thoughts that kept you chained to the past, they're what allow you to free yourself. So what if you could gently release those chains and begin to create a new narrative for yourself? Imagine for a moment that each belief, each thought, is like a thread in a tapestry. And you're the artist, the weaver of your own reality. What if the thread you've been holding on to is no longer necessary, and that's okay? What if every single thread that you used in the past, whether it's guilt, pain or shame, it's only been part of the pattern that you're now ready to change? What if instead of clinging to old threads, you could start weaving new ones that align with who you truly are? Because you're ready now. You've grown. You've learned. And when you look at the past, it's as if it's no longer a burden, but simply a stepping stone, something that made you stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. And as you look ahead, you see infinite possibilities. You see all those feelings of being trapped, of having made a deal with something dark. They're simply stories you told yourself. These stories, they don't hold the same power over you anymore. They only have power when you let them. You may have thought, I deserve to suffer. But what if suffering isn't the key to growth? What if instead growth is born from compassion for yourself, and letting go of the belief that you have to pay a price for every mistake? Isn't it interesting that when we stop judging ourselves, we start to unlock new possibilities? What if it's time for you to let go of that burden and trust that you can move forward without punishment? Now think of this. Every time someone has judged or criticised you, it's simply a reflection of their own limitations, their own struggles. And what if their judgment is a sign they are being called to rise even higher? What if it's not about avoiding judgment, but about growing in such a way that it no longer affects you? Because the more you release the judgment of others, the more you can release judgment of yourself. You can be free, truly free. You can love and forgive others and yourself without limits. Imagine for a moment that each act of kindness that you give is like a ripple in a pond, spreading out, touching more lives than you can ever see. And every time you offer compassion to anyone else, you're healing yourself. What if every time you give your energy to helping others, it brings you closer to the peace you longed for? Could peace be closer than you think? And here's a thought. What if it's not about suffering to make up for past mistakes? What if the universe or life isn't keeping score? What if it's simply waiting for you to choose freedom, to let go of old beliefs, old patterns, and choose peace instead? What if the only thing you needed to release is the belief that you must be punished? It's like stepping out into the sun after a long period of shadow. And as you take a deep breath, you feel the warmth on your face, and you realise the shadows, they don't have to follow you anymore. You've learned the lessons, you've gained the strength, and now you're free to walk in the light. And isn't it interesting how, when you open your heart to forgiveness, when you let go of the need to punish yourself, you're able to lift others up even more? What if every time you forgive yourself, you unlock a new level of love and strength to give to others? Could it be that you're more powerful than you've ever known? And as you feel this shift, notice how you're no longer trying to control yourself or suppress your emotions. What if every emotion you feel, every truth you want to speak, is simply energy waiting to be expressed in the world? The fear of being rejected or laughed at no longer holds the power it once did. Because you know your truth is valuable, your voice is necessary, and the world is ready to hear it. The energy you bring into every situation, into every conversation, is more important than any words you speak. People might not remember everything you say, but they will remember how you made them feel. And when you decide to bring the energy of love, compassion, and authenticity into every interaction, you begin to create a reality that's filled with connection, unity, and peace. And as you continue on this path, each small shift adds up. Each decision you make to release limiting beliefs, to let go of old stories, opens you up to infinite possibilities. You're no longer bound by the past. You're free to step into your power, to speak your truth, and help others in ways you never thought possible. The more you believe in your own worth, the more you create that worth in the world. The more you let go of judgment and fear, the more you embrace love and growth. And it all begins with the simple act of choosing to release the old beliefs that no longer serve you. Because isn't it amazing that in releasing the old, you've already made space for something new, something more expansive, more loving, more fulfilling than you could ever have imagined. You're exactly where you need to be. The journey you've taken, it shaped you into the person you are now. And that person is powerful, compassionate, and full of possibility. And every step forward, no matter how small, is a step towards the reality you've always dreamed of. Now with each breath you take, know that you're free. Free to help others, free to help yourself, and free to create the life you deserve. And as you begin to embody this new way of being, you become a living example of what it means to choose compassion over judgment, peace over fear, and love over limitation. So what will you choose today?